What's up, y'all? I'm back with an update on my personal situation as Alisha Smiley and Tavis Sutton, who I know for facts is my cousin Dominique. I am here because there's a gentleman on TikTok, and his name on TikTok is Tavis Sutton. He got into my inbox and told me that he is Tavis Sutton, and this is how it went. You guys can check him out or whatever, develop your own opinions, but let's check this out and see how it went. But before we do, I do want to let everybody know that I did tell him that I would not speak on him if he did not speak on me. But if you have been watching me for a while, then you know that I have to address things immediately, because every time I don't, it comes back to bite me in the ass. So I figure I'm just going to put it out there. But we're going to go ahead and do some comparisons at the end of the video, and we're going to take a look at these text messages. Let's go. All right, TikTok. So I posted my hair videos, and this guy gets under my comment section and he says that he is Tavis Sutton or whatever, and he's been through a lot of the things that I was talking about on my videos. But I'm thinking, okay, his name says Tavis Sutton, so maybe it's two people with the same name, because, you know, that happens and shit. There's people in the world, there's multiples of people in the world where they have like the same name or whatever, right? So, you know, I tell him, I'm sorry you went through that, but the Tavis Sutton, this is in the comment section or whatever, and I'm like, but the Tavis Sutton that I'm speaking about, he going by Dominique, whoop, right? So then he gets in my inbox, and I seen him while I was at work, like doing shit on my TikTok, but I didn't really respond to it because I was like, I don't know. I just didn't respond to it. I was at work. You get what I'm saying? But then when I got off work and I got home and I got comfortable, I started to look through my TikTok to see what this dude is talking about. So he gets in my inbox, and this is what this is. Okay? So I got to like screen record it because I started to speak with my voice instead of typing because it was just too much, all of what he was talking about, right? So I don't know how I'm going to do this. I'm going to have to like piece this video together or make a part 2 or something like this, because this is going to be the inbox. And I'm just making this in case like he on some shit. I don't know. Okay, but yeah, this is what the messages say. He said, how do you know that that man is for sure Tavis? I said, watch the 3 pinned videos and start at the 3rd video and work your way to the 1st video. I grew up with him. We were raised as cousins, and the person that's wanted for both of our kidnappings is who we were raised as our auntie. I said, I know for sure because we were raised in the same video. His video is the 2nd pinned video. So I'm like directing him to like where he need to go to look. You get what I'm saying? And then he's like, the only thing like I don't know about is the scar on his left butt cheek because I've never seen his butt. Everything else is identical. And that's what, you know, I'm telling him or whatever. And then he sends me this, and I'm a little confused. Like, let's click on that. Okay, then he sends me this, and I'm a little confused or whatever. And then he asked me, do I know? He said, I'm guessing you know them two between Issa Baby or whoever this person is on TikTok, right? And I'm telling him, he said, I have proof that I am Tavis. I said, I don't know them personally, but I've seen them on my page because I don't know these people personally. The two that's in between that, you might want to pause the video when I go back and I like enlarge it or whatever, right? I said, you know, okay, where's your proof? He said, I have proof that I'm Tavis. I'm like, okay, where's your proof? He said, the picture they show on the article is not even a real picture, and there is no picture of the mother at all in the articles, which is identical to my case, but whatever. Ever since I came out with this story, people been coming out the blue trying to steer me away from the lady that I found because I wasn't supposed to find her. I literally listened to some of your videos, and we literally went through the same things all the way down to the marriage. Okay, this is what he's saying. But I do want to say something before like this whole thing goes left, because it's going to go left and then I'm going to steer it back right. Okay. When he started texting like paragraphs, I didn't even read all that shit. I'm just going to be honest with you, because I was like, what the fuck? Because it didn't make sense to me, right? I said, may I have a current picture of you? Would you mind also sharing with me the proof that you have that it's you? And the reason why I asked him for this is because those of you guys who have been following me on other platforms other than this, you know I document everything. And since you in my inbox with this, I need to see some evidence. I need to see the proof so I can bring it to the public because of what's going on with me and how the Tavis Sutton situation you know, mixes into my story. You get what I'm saying? So I'm like, I need pictures because I need to see what you look like. I need to see you up against this missing child flyer, just like, you know, my cousin. You know what I'm saying? So I sent him the video, and that's just what that is. And he said, this is the video of the person I grew up with, as well as the aunt who was on the composite sketch wanted for the kidnapping, real pictures of her and him, as well as me, as this other missing child. So I'm telling him this is real shit, since you was talking about the computer generated photo is a fake photo, which it is a fake photo. Nobody's denying that. It's a computer generated photo. Okay, that's what it is. All right. And then he says, I found this out. This is when he started like typing a lot of shit and I just skimmed over it. But I guess we'll go over it together because why not? I hope this is not a long ass TikTok because then I'm gonna have to edit it, okay? But he says, I found this out in December last year. When I came across this story, I wasn't even looking, thinking it's me. I was just interested in the story. Not in my whole entire life, I thought the mother I was placed with was mine until I digged into this deeper. I posted about this story in January this year. I done had missing people pages blocked me. When I came to them about this information, I've called the missing people number on the website that transferred me over to 7-8 different numbers that said they could help me all to lead me to a dead end. So I believe that part because, you know, that part right there, I went through that. Like, they don't give a fuck. Like I said, the missing and exploited children, all of them, right? So I went through that too. But what was that I was looking at? The missing pages, people blocked him, right? And I think I know why that they blocked him, because I have my story in groups all over Facebook and other like places in missing persons groups or whatever, and I do post in those groups, and they've never blocked me. But it's probably because we actually look like the missing people, and I like have a lot of evidence. Okay, but let's keep going. He said he talked to one of the lady's family members, and I found out on my post who lied to me about the Wanda lady. He's talking about Miss Wanda. Y'all know on YT, Truth Gang, y'all know who Miss Wanda is because we've already introduced her to the tribe. Okay. He said he finally put in a report on the missing people website a month or two ago, and the same day right after they had a lady claiming to be the lady from the article. There's no coincidence. The next day, one of them girls who I sent to you came across to me. So he ain't seen me no girls. He's talking about that screenshot that I just enlarged a few minutes ago, and he was asking me, did I know these two people? Okay, so he never sent me that other than that. I just want to make that clear. Okay. And he said, I can tell she was sent because she wouldn't let me talk and would talk all over me, and then she lied about me and shit. About shit she can't prove. And then she turned around and got on my post and said that all I cared about was settlement money, which was weird as F. Okay? I was like, cool, having a regular life, but these people tried to kill me before I figured this out. My so-called wife, who they placed around me, I came to her about the information and she got scared. The next day, she came home and was trying to convince me that the lady I found was not my mother and that I was crazy. Somebody I've been dealing with for 15 years is mind controlling me. She was my handler, and to be with somebody that long and not even look into it or have my back was just flat out weird. Now, why would they want anybody to find the real mother of the son if he was kidnapped? Everything about the situation is just weird, and I'm willing to look crazy because it only gets deeper. Everybody is watching me, and they know I'm doing whatever. They know that these people are doing whatever to cover it up. No disrespect, but why are you fighting so hard to even say he's somebody that he's not claiming to be? I'm going to address this, okay? It's weird, no offense, that he said. It's weird, no offense. If I was dead, nobody would be talking about the story at all. I remember seeing underground tunnels as a kid. I used to wake up screaming and hollering bad to the point where I would be outside hugging the street pole. I don't know what that's about. I'm not laughing at him. I didn't read this all the way through. I already explained to y'all, but once I seen a whole bunch of shit like this, I stopped. Like, I'm just skimming to see the important parts, okay? And you'll find that that's the truth by what I respond to, okay? He said, I've had a weird surgery as a kid. I was tortured and molested by many so-called family members as well. They watched me since birth. So this is the proof that he's sending that he's Tavis Sutton. Okay, so we're going to click on that. I'm going to bleep these other two people's faces out because I don't know them, and I'm assuming that they're members of Tavis Sutton's family, and I don't want to do all that. But that's him right here. Yeah, that's him right there, okay? But I'm going to bleep them other two people's faces out. Anyways, I said, no offense taken, but I'm not sure what you mean by fighting for so hard for someone he don't claim to be when he just found out like 3 months ago. And then I said, I'm not fighting for him. I'm fighting for myself. I match a missing child, Alisha Smiley. My aunt matches the person wanted for kidnapping. And both of us and Dominique matches Tavis. Okay. I'm saying I'm trying to free myself from these people. That's it. His story just happens to be connected to mine because we were taken by the same occult group. I don't know who these other people are on the picture that you've just sent me. I've never seen them before. I said to end this quickly, you should give DNA if you can. I said, see if someone in the Sutton family will privately test you. Okay, and then he's telling me her name is Miss Wanda. I'm Sutton, all that other stuff, but we already know her name because she did a street interview, and a lot of us seen that street interview. Okay, but he says it's just like the lady from the article. He said anybody can match a picture that's not real. The odds of Dominique matching that much to that computer generated photo is like 1 in a billion. The odds of Dominique matching that much, Dominique matches more than you do, sir. You're not even the right skin tone. Okay, you're not even the right skin tone. You don't have the thin upper lip. You don't have the bigger bottom lip. You don't have none of that. Okay, but anyways, and like I said, the hair, skin tone, all of that, you don't look. Dominique still looks more like Tavis Sutton than you do, and you can tell he gets upset about Dominique looking more like Tavis Sutton than he does, by what he starts to talk towards the end of this. But anyways, okay. He said, why would anybody want to find the boy mother? Everybody that was sent said, take a DNA test, but not with the lady in the picture. She left clues to be found. My life have been stolen from me. I found out about the story last year in December. I got a lot of evidence. I'm not letting them match my DNA with somebody I don't think is Wanda Sutton or related to me. But we in Truth Gang know what she looked like and everything. Because somebody in Truth Gang, well, we'll get to that. Okay. But anyways, this lady got family where I'm supposedly from Atlanta, and I was told that she was from Indiana, and I always said in Indiana, but I find out she's in Jackson, Mississippi. Why would her sisters and brothers be from Atlanta, but not her? That makes real sense, like, of how that's possible. Not what he's saying, but how that's possible, because people who have kids and get impregnated, they don't stay in the same state. So you can have a baby in one state and then move and have babies in the other state, and that's why they would be from certain states and you're in the same family, because they could have traveled and she could have given birth in different states in different hospitals. Okay? But anyways, let's keep going. You say it just doesn't. He said it just doesn't make sense. Why would a family member lie to me about her? I got evidence on top of evidence. After 30 years of living, now I'm crazy and mental because I came out with the story. Like anybody can match those pictures. He's saying anybody can match those pictures. No, they cannot. They cannot. They cannot. Anybody watching this video, I'm missing child Alisha Smiley. Go look at yourself in the picture. Go look at yourself in the mirror, and then go compare yourself to the missing child flyer. Do you look like me? No, you don't. Okay? No, they cannot. All right? But anyways, I got to find out where I was at again. Y'all, my bad. He said, like, anybody can match those pictures. And ever since I came out with it, everybody posting about it, and it's weird. But I'm telling you, I done figured this shit out. And a lot of people watching me because of this. If a baby was kidnapped and a lot of people involved to cover it up, why would they want you to find all of this out unless they trying to cover their ass? And I said, I know about Miss Wanda, and I actually have contact information for her, which I do, but I've never contacted her. So let me just keep that clear. And the reason why I never contacted Miss Wanda is because there's an inside person, a YouTuber, okay? So he can do all the contacting and shit. I just give him the information and he can pass it on, okay? Period. But I do have a direct contact for her because he gave it to me. He gave it to everybody, okay, in the video. But what I'm saying is, I did tell him that I have the contact information for Miss Wanda. I said, I'm not really sure about your evidence, but it's going to be, I meant to say it's going to have to be more solid than mine, but it says it's going to be more solid than mine. Okay. I said physical evidence. And I said, it's not just that he looks like the flyer. It's more than that. It's the fact that I also match a missing child, and we all three match. Our aunt is the kidnapper, okay? Me as Alisha Smiley and Dominique is Tavis Sutton, all three of us. Now, anybody is going to match. Only the child is going to match. This is what I said to him. And he said, you telling me just because he looked like the picture they put up, that's why you think that's him? Yeah, motherfucker. That's the point of them putting the picture up that looks like that. Yeah, okay? And this is where I'm pointing out where I feel like he got angry, because Dominique does look more like Tavis Sutton than him. Okay, I said, please don't make this about me and what I think before looking at the solid evidence. I said, you're welcome to take my video to show your audience to say that I have no clue what I'm talking about. Okay, if you like to do it. Because if he shows his audience that missing child video of Tavis Sutton up against him, he's going to lose. It's going to be thrown out the window. It's going to be completely thrown out the window. If these people got eyes to see, they're going to completely throw him out the window. And it's crazy because, he got his name as this on TikTok. Okay? He said, I've been fighting for months. on this, and I done went on your page and seen enough. That's what he said. I will address that later too. Okay. He said, nothing proves nothing. The fact that you say you have Wanda contact, I already know what's going on. Y'all gonna do whatever to stop the truth from coming out. And it's weird. Like how much y'all getting paid. Because you popped up out of nowhere with this story. I mean, I had a man come up to me a couple of days ago claiming to be the big brother after the same people sent him. It claimed it was 3 sisters and a baby boy. And that's weird. And I don't know what the fuck he talking about. Right here. I don't know what the fuck he's talking about. Okay. He said, like, I'm done with it. I can't even be mad, but the shit y'all doing is weird. And I really don't like to be mean or disrespectful, but I see beyond the veil. I once seen them as girls following you. It was going to be some bullshit. I don't know what he's talking about. I knew once I seen them girls following you, it was going to be some bullshit. I don't know those girls. He's talking about those 2 girls that he sent me and asked me, do I know them? And I assume that they're members of the Sutton family, but I don't know them, and I've never had any conversation with these people. I don't know them, okay? I don't know them, and I've never talked to them, okay? But anyways, he says, you say you don't know them, but they turn around and say you got Wanda contact, but that's their so-called aunt. Shit weird. But it doesn't matter if everybody watching and the truth finally comes out. Everybody gonna pay who playing a part in trying to cover up for these evil bastards. Maybe you misinformed. I don't know. But I know for a fact I'm Tavis until they bring the Wanda to me that I found. I'm not taking no DNA test. This shit common sense. When I give this shit to my energy, I get drained. Y'all not gonna do... What did he say? Y'all not gonna go down without a fight. I didn't ask to be kidnapped, and the fact that I come out with it and saying and doing everything, then they say Tavish and Wanda is anybody, but when our picture is together, it's all gonna make sense that they're covering this up and looking crazy. I don't know what the fuck he talking about again, y'all, okay? He said, again, I don't mean nothing by it. I'm not trying to be disrespectful. It's just frustrating because I got to fight for my life and my kids. If I was dead, the story wouldn't be out. You must be an Eastern Star or a part of some cult. This is when I start sending voice messages because I don't know what the fuck this dude is talking about. He like, how much you getting paid? Like, what, nigga? I'm on here literally not asking for no... I'm asking people to sign a petition. What do you think a petition is going to do? Like, it's going to get the attention of government officials. It's going to bring about some justice. Nothing on my account is like weird. Like, what? I'm speaking out against these people. Like, it's weird. This is how I know he didn't look at the videos. But let's get into the voice messages, okay? Because it was too much to type. Like, I just skimmed over this shit and I was like, okay, now I need to talk. I think you probably need to get some help, and I'm gonna just go ahead and say that because the reason why I have contact for Miss Wanda Sutton, but you wouldn't know this because you don't know me, is because I was on social media for years, and I've had a platform since like 2015 or something like that. Before I found out me being a missing child, anything about any of this, and one of my subscribers reached out to another YouTuber who knew Miss Wanda, okay, and then I was able to talk to this YouTuber to let them know what was going on in my situation about the Tavish, the person that I believe is Tavis Sutton, and that's how I ended up with her contact information. So I don't really know what all of this is about or why you're doing this. I just want justice for what happened to me. I'm missing child Alisha Smiley, and my cousin happens to match a missing child flyer, and we just gonna keep it real. In real life, he looks way more like Tavis Sutton than you do. And that's just facts. That's why I said you could... That is why I said you can take the video off my page and you could talk your shit online if you want to try to debunk me, because my situation, I don't even know you. I have no idea who you are. I've never seen you before. I've never heard of you until today. You came across my page. I didn't reach out to you. I didn't even know you existed before you made yourself known on my TikTok. So I don't know what you got going on in your mental space, but you really need to like get that taken care of, because I'm a stranger to you. Okay? And all I'm doing is trying to tell my truth so I can get help. I'm pointing people out. I'm doing what I have to do so I can get help. So I'm not really sure what you on, but if you Tavis Sutton, then you gotta get you some help too. You got to try to fight. That's all I'm doing. I'm not fighting against you or anybody. I'm trying to get free from the people who sex traffic me and child traffic me. That don't got nothing to do with you as a human. I don't know you. Like I said, if you believe that you're Tavis Sutton, then you do what you have to do as Tavis Sutton. If you, like, I'm not even going to block you. If you want to take the videos or whatever, like I said, and make your statement known or whatever, that's fine with me. Because I don't really understand, like I said, what's going on. Because I don't know you, and you don't know me. And I've been doing this. You said you found out in December. I've been doing this shit since 2022. Myself as Alisha Smiley, I've been doing this since 2022 and didn't even come to the realization that the person that I grew up with could even possibly be Tavis Sutton until fucking 2024. So I don't know, like, we on different paths. I don't know what you going through or whatever, but I'm a missing child myself, and I'm just trying to get help myself, and it don't got nothing to do with you other than I feel like I grew up with somebody who looked like Tavis Sutton, and I told people that. That's the only thing that I did, was tell people that I feel like I grew up with somebody who looked like Tavis Sutton. That's it. All right, so after I said all that, he says, I really mean no disrespect, and you got every way to feel how you feel. That's why I'm saying I'm going to leave it alone, because it's draining. I'm not trying to come to you wrong. There's nothing wrong with my mental. It just so happened I get on here and type Tavis Sutton in the search bar to see if anybody posting about him, and I see your videos. Okay. He's saying he ain't trying to be disrespectful, but he literally just called me a cult member, a Eastern Star, talking about I'm getting paid to destroy him and hide the truth. And I don't even know this dude. I don't even know him. Okay? So let's hear what I'm saying to that. You see my videos because I've been doing this shit. And I've been doing this shit because the people that kidnapped me are straight trying to murder me. They trying to kill me. That's why I'm doing this, because my life is in danger. There ain't no paranoid shit. If you look me up on social medias, other fucking platforms, I've been had evidence of this shit. You need to really look at it, okay? Really look at it. Show it to your wife. See if your wife think I'm tripping. I don't even know your wife. I'm just saying, show it to her, okay? Because I'm not trying to come at you in no way. You can be like, baby, this motherfucker thinks she know who Tavis Sutton is, and I'm Tavis Sutton. Tell her whatever you gotta tell her. Tell whoever you want to tell. Like, for real, my life is in danger. If you watched my videos and you said you've seen enough that you can see, all you're gonna see me doing on my videos is telling these people that my life is in danger and I need help. That's all you're gonna see on my fucking videos. That's it. And I ain't never said nothing to you about you personally because I don't know you. And then he says, I'm not talking about Alisha Smiley. I'm simply talking about Tavis Sutton. I'm a missing child as well, and I told you I'm going through exactly everything you are. I was a sacrifice. I was put with a cult family. My wife is a part of this plot. Okay, this is what I'm saying to that. You did not look at the videos. And you can't tell me that you did. You said you went on my page and you said you've seen enough. You did not look at the videos, because the person that is wanted in the composite sketch, I have a real picture of this person. And then I have a picture of myself in the room with this person. It was fun. I found out about me first. That's what you need to understand. Okay. And my cousin, he was a distant cousin of mine. That's who I am identifying as Tavis Sutton. And I can't make him look like that fire. I can't make his skin tone, his hair, his eyes, his nose, his lips. I can't make him look like that. I can't make him look like that. Okay? And I can't make my auntie look like the person who's wanted for the kidnapping. If you're Tavis Sutton, then you should pay attention to the videos that I posted. If you really Tavis Sutton, research it, study it, debunk what I'm saying. Okay? I was a sacrifice too. But you got to fight on your own. If you believe that you're Tavis Sutton, you're going to have to fight on your own. You're going to have to save yourself. If you was the sacrifice, you are going to have to save yourself. Period, point blank. And that's all I'm trying to do. Okay? And the story of Tavis Sutton just so happened to align with my story, because the same person who was wanted for his kidnapping, we both called this lady auntie. That's why I said you can do what you want with it, because you're going to have more evidence than what I am showing. You need more evidence, not just what you're saying. You need solid evidence like what I have. Okay? You need that. Because ain't nobody gonna believe you. You think they ain't called me crazy? They called me crazy. The reason why I'm saying Tavis Sutton is my cousin is because it's my fucking cousin. But if you believe it's him, then do what you need to do to free yourself. And when I say my cousin, he not my cousin, because we're both missing children, and we were raised in a family of law enforcement, police officers, high-ranking members of society that pose as Christians but were high-ranking members of cults in societies. And I have solid evidence of it. I name names. I put their picture on the internet. I'm putting this shit out here because my life is in danger. Okay? Now you do what you got to do for yourself so that you can survive. Because that's what you need to do. Okay? If you're Tavis Sutton, then your life should be just as much danger. You need to be on the internet talking about help me just like me. And I'm not asking for no money, no donations. The only thing that you would have seen on my page is me asking people to sign a petition to demand justice and to demand DNA so that these people that took me, that I can point out and I can provide bodies to the court system. I can provide physical bodies. I need them to go to jail. And that's my only goal. And ain't nobody finna stop that. It's also not my fault that they decided that they wanted to kidnap people. If they would, I wouldn't even be on the internet with this shit if these people didn't take me. And I shouldn't even know nobody who matches the missing child fire. My auntie shouldn't match the composite sketch, and I shouldn't match a missing child case. Okay? But since I do, I'm going to speak out, and I'm going to say what I got to say because my life is in danger. Then he says, I'm not mad at you. It's just when I see people talking about the Tavis situation, I'm just telling you that picture is not Tavis Sutton. Why you think there's no picture of the mother in none of those articles? There's no picture of my mother in any of the articles either. What's your point? I'm just saying. Okay? They give you pictures of what they think he would look like. He said, I do the same thing you do on social media, on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram. Okay. All right. This is what I say to that. I don't know why these people do what they do. I don't know why they do that. They gave me a picture. They put a picture out that was supposed to be me, and I don't look shit like that. I look more like the missing child than the actual fucking computer-generated photo of me. It's like a fat bitch or some shit. Like, you can look up my story too, and you're gonna see it's the same. Like, our auntie is the person, man. I'm not making this up. They even, like, you need to just watch the videos. If you start with the third pin video and then you can make your assessment and you can say, man, I don't believe none of this shit. Whatever you want to do. But I'm just saying, like, if you're really this person, you don't need to fuck all them damn questions. It's time to fight. I'm just saying. Why this, why that, why this, why that? That's not going to get you no motherfucking where if you're really a missing child. You need to put some action behind this shit. Do everything you can do. Okay? Period. And you need to see God. Because how the hell else is you going to make it out if you really Tavis Sutton, right? Okay, so that's where I would start. Then he sends me this picture. We're going to zoom in on that. And y'all can check him out if y'all want to. All right, he said he was led to a kidnapping that happened in 1993 from the Grady Hospital in Atlanta, Georgia. And there was a lady, that's all I can see. And then he's showing me the overview, like how many people viewed it and the engagement and all that. But none of that shit really matters, okay? We're going to do a comparison. We need to do a comparison of this guy, and we need to do a comparison of Dominique and Tavis Sutton. That's what we need to do. And we need to see who really looks like it. But he's saying, like, it doesn't matter that he looks like him and matches every fucking thing. It doesn't matter. I'm him, but you light skinned. And you don't have the hair, the nose, the lips, the eyes, no nothing, but we gonna see. And I wanted him to show his peoples, like, what he talking about. Because he's saying he got all this views and stuff on TikTok and all these platforms or whatever. So show them the video that I'm talking about and see what they think. See if you look like Tavis or if they look like Tavis, but DNA gonna settle it all. DNA gonna settle it all. All right, let's get back to these voice messages because this is all that I sent, and then this was the end of the conversation. Okay, I'm not saying that you're not, but I'm also saying that my cousin is. I'm not gonna never say that that's not my cousin. I just want to make that clear. So I got to put that out there just on the forefront. I'm never not going to say that Tavis Sutton is not the dude that I was raised in a family with these high-level law enforcement, doctors, lawyers, this occult family that we grew up in. I'm never not going to say that. But like I said, I ain't going to block you or nothing. Just don't interfere with me telling my truth and my story, okay? Because I'm not going to speak on you as long as you don't speak on me. I'm just going to be honest. I'm not. But don't stop me from telling my story and what I've experienced with this person who I know is Tavis Sutton from my personal experience. I grew up with him. I seen him for years. I'm talking about I'm looking at this man in his face. Okay? So, I'm just saying. But I do want you to understand that I'm not going to stop you from telling your story either. Okay? So, I don't want you to be like, oh, I ain't even going to try to stop you from telling your story. If you feel like you Tavis Sutton and you want to tell everybody on the internet your story, do so. Do so. All I'm saying is we can agree to disagree in the situation, and you can still be Tavis Sutton in your mind or wherever you in your heart and your DNA, if that's what you feel like you are, and who you feel like you are. You get what I'm saying? And it doesn't have to interfere with me telling my story, because my life really is in danger. It really is. So I'm not going to even play with it. I got to let as many people know what happened to me as I possibly can. And I can't even apologize for the Tavis Sutton story being connected to my story, because it's not my fault. I was 3 years old when I was kidnapped, and the people who raised us are the ones who are responsible for it. And I don't got shit to do with that. I'm just snitching. I'm just flat out snitching, period. Okay, he didn't say nothing else to that. And I really didn't want him to, because once he start flipping out talking about you a cult member or Eastern Star and all this other fucking shit when I'm literally trying to escape from these type of people, I don't have time for that shit. But besides the fact that he clearly doesn't look anything like the missing child flyer, and then he got upset because Dominique does look like the missing child flyer. He basically was like, just because he looked like him don't mean he him, I'm him. But sir, you don't look nothing like him, and we gonna put it together. We gonna compare the missing child flyers, and just keep in mind that he said the evidence that he had was that one picture that he sent me. That's all the evidence that he has, nothing else. Okay, so that was the evidence. We looked at it. Now we can compare the flyers. I don't know if it's gonna be a part 3 or how I'm gonna put this video together. All right, y'all, let's take a look at Dominique. Pay very close attention to his hairline, his forehead, his brow line, and the growth pattern of his brows. Take a good look at his cheeks, his nose, his lips. Take a real good look at those lips. Notice the distinct indentation at the top lip. Now notice how thin it is. Now I want you to take a look at the bottom lip and notice how much larger it is than the top lip. Now look at his chin. Now look at the computer-generated age-progressed photo of missing child Tavis Sutton. Let's do the same. Pay very close attention to his hairline, his forehead, his brow line, the growth pattern of the brow line. Take a good look at his cheeks, his nose, and his lips. Take a really good look at his lips. Look at the computer-generated photos, distinct indentation at the top lip. Notice how thin it is. Now take a good look at the bottom lip. Notice how much larger it is. They even put the little beard on him in the same exact growth pattern. Okay, do you see it? Look side by side. Do you see it? Okay, hairline, forehead, brow line, growth pattern, cheeks, nose, lips, chin. Okay, let's try another one. Hairline, forehead, brow line, growth pattern of the brows, cheeks, nose, lips, and chin. Also, pay very close attention to his skin tone. Skin tone is very, very important here. Let's do another one. Okay, here we go. Hairline, forehead, brow line, growth pattern of the brow line, cheeks, nose, lips, chin, skin tone. Let's do another one. Hairline, forehead, brow line, eyebrow growth pattern, cheeks, nose, lips, and chin. As I mentioned before, the person wanted for kidnapping Tavis Sutton is the same person that is in question for kidnapping me. This is the person I was raised to believe was my aunt, who passed away in 2022. Let's take a look at the description of the second person wanted in connection with the kidnapping of Tavis Sutton, while comparing a real picture of who I was raised to believe as my aunt, Carla Rogers. The second person of interest, a woman aged about 25 years old, described as 5'5", 160 pounds, with medium brown complex, strong cheekbones, and almond-shaped eyes. Look at her. Okay? My aunt was around 5'5" and 160 pounds. You can't really tell her height by this picture, but it does give excellent reference to her weight and her features. As you can see, she is absolutely medium brown complected, strong, sharp cheekbones, and very big almond-shaped eyes. Now, let's compare her picture to the composite sketch, okay? Besides the skin complexion, due to it being a pencil drawing, everything else is going to match. Let's take a close look. Identical eyebrows, shape and size, almond eyes, identical nose and ears. They even drew her red lipstick. Now here's me as missing child Alisha Smiley in the room with the kidnapper. Let's zoom in. Lilac ribbons, gold earrings, identical. Now let's compare this guy, Tavis Sutton, on TikTok, who claims to be indeed the real Tavis Sutton. Well, we're going to state the obvious thing first. He's about 3 skin tones too light. Okay. The upper brow is a little bit thicker than the missing child flyer. He says that this isn't fake, so we shouldn't listen to this or look at this, even though there's a real human that's out here walking around just like this. And the nose. His nose has a little bit more of a point towards the end of it, and Tavish's does not. The upper lip is not as long as the missing child flyer. The bottom lip is way bigger than the actual missing child flyer is presenting itself as well. So I can't really do the eyebrow, the lips, the chin, everything that I did for the other one, like the missing child in question, Tavis Sutton. I can't really do all of that. I mean, you guys can try eyebrow, nose, cheekbones, lips, chin. But even his chin is more square than the missing child, Tavis Sutton. So you guys make your own decision with who you think this person is or what you think this person is saying here. But I will say this: if this is really him, he should have all the identifying marks as the missing child, just like I have all the identifying marks of Alisha Smiley. And you should actually look like the missing child. You shouldn't have gotten lighter over the years, you know. So that's something that is to be considered as well. So I hope that you guys will look into him. His name is Tavis Sutton on TikTok. I don't really know what to say about this. But y'all can let me know what y'all think in the comment section. Y'all can check out his social media. Here's the both of them together, side by side, with the missing child flyer in the middle. Y'all let me know what y'all think. Will the real Tavis Sutton please stand up?